Hello guys, this is Ankitha. I'm now going to explain you about the control statements. These control statements are of three types: conditional, looping and unconditional. Let us first see about the conditional statements. These conditional statements are again classified into 5 types: if else, nested if else if ladder and switch. Now let us see the functionality of all these 5. First let us see about if. Okay. This is a program which we have written for if to check whether a number is even or not. Now let me run. Value of a is 2 and here it is an even number. And next, if else. If else statement we use when we have a condition more than one condition. So let me see this. This is a program on if else to check the greater number out of 2. So let me run this. Values of a and b are 2 and 5. This is output. Next is our nested if. Nested if is a loop we use when we have more than 2 or 3 conditions, and this is a program. This is a program which we have written for nested if. So this is a if condition and which consists of again an if else condition, and this is the else for the above if, and in else we have another if else. This is called the nested if else. Now we run the code. So I give value. This is the output. And next is our if else if ladder. When you want to check conditions, infinite conditions, then you need, if you want to check n conditions, then you need a if else if ladder. Let me see. This is the code which I have written to check to which quadrant these values belong to. So we run the code. We give the values as -1 and 2. Here is this. Next, the fifth statement in the conditional loop is switch. In switch, if you want to perform different operations, you need a switch case. And so here is a program. Here is a program to perform different operations like addition and subtraction of two numbers. Let me run this. So now I'm entering the values of a and b as 1 and 2, and my choice is of 1. So it is 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. This is the output. This is about, these are all conditional statements, and now we go to looping statements. And the first one is, we have again 3 categories in this: while, do while and for. Let us see the functionality of these 3 also. First is while. While is used to check until the condition is true. It is executed repeatedly until the condition is true in the while. So this is a program we write for adding n numbers. So Let me run. So I give the n value as 100 and you get the sum. This is about while. In while we have many other conditions. If we give the condition as while of 1, let me compile this. I'll give the value as 100 and this is going to an infinite loop. This is why, because in the C language 1 is always true. So the condition is always true, so it goes into the while. Let me see, check if it is 0, what will happen? So if it is given as 0, then the output is 0. This is because in this language 0 means false, so the condition is always false and it never enters into the loop. This is why the condition becomes false. This is about while. And next is do while. Do while is a looping statement which executes repeatedly until specific condition becomes false. Let us see example. This is about do while and this is the syntax of do while. Let me run this code. So it's how. Let me build this first. So this is the output we got. We gave the n value and also we get the output directly. And here also we check with while of 1 what will happen. So it is going to the infinite loop because while of 1 is always true and the condition never becomes false. So it enters the loop again. And let me check with 0. Let me build this. So it first we enter into the loop. It happens one iteration. So if we give it as 0, it enters the loop once, and since it while of the condition is false, it returns back. So this is about do while. And next we come for loop. For loop we use where we need in for loop we use for loop when we need to repeat the same steps for more number of times. So we'll see an example for this. If we need this is an example of sum of natural numbers. So let me build this first. This is now let us see how it works if we remove this initialization statement and give it before for. Let me run this. So if it is initialized before for or after for or inside for, it is okay. You can initialize it. So now We'll remove this increment statement and we'll place it here. Now we'll build it. Let me see how. So we run this. So if the increment or decrement operator, if it is in the for loop or it is declared inside the for loop, it works. So this is about the for loop. Now we see about the unconditional statements. In these unconditional statements again we have three types: break statement, continue, and go to. Break statement, if you execute the break statement, the statements which are after the break, when a break statement is executed, it terminates from the loop and comes out from the loop. It's a functionality of break. Functionality of continue statement is that it doesn't execute the statements after the continue and again goes to the loop and starts executing the code. And go to statement is when you need to go to a specific line of code, you need go to statement. So these are about the control statements.